Hey guys, welcome to another client interview that I have with my client right here. Hey man, like why don't you go ahead and explain who you are, like what you do, and just give us a little bit of background for us, buddy.
Yeah. Lauren Legree. I've been in insurance for about 7 years. I was doing uh, securities, retirement accounts, and whatnot, mutual funds. Now I handle just insurance-based retirement products. So that's my focus.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. And Lauren, like I guess before working with us, like what are some ways for you to, get leads and like how are you doing business actually?
Yeah, a lot of it. And again, this is pre-COVID, but a lot of it
Yeah.
was based on mailings.
Yeah.
So you send out 100 mailers and you get 1% return, and they'd actually fill out a card and you respond to it.
Okay. And do you like, that style of doing business? Like is it I mean obviously you've been in the game for quite a
But
while,
yeah,
so
but there again, I mean, it was a very number one with that type of program. You're limited geographically to where basically where you can drive to and back. Okay, so for me, I had 4 counties I worked with. Okay, in my area, and that was it. Um, But now, after COVID's hit, it's expanded the region to basically the whole country.
because doing things virtually and stuff like that, right?
Well, yeah, as I explained, the customer expectation changed. It used to be that they make an inquiry, they want to meet someone face to face, okay, and go from there. Well, now the expectation is okay. Well, let's meet over the internet so that we're not exposing ourselves to each other. And so, just that fact alone has expanded the the regions to being unlimited.
Mm, okay. Okay. And let's talk about like our program specifically, I guess. I guess, what are how do you feel? Just with this Asian guy with the weird red light that you always I
Yeah,
hate you, buddy.
I
Like
was
I
a little
what's
leery at first. Um,
yeah, what's
no,
what's your
your
experience, man? Yeah.
program actually fits like what's going on now.
Hmm.
Okay.
What do you mean by that?
Well, pre-COVID, digital platforms were one of the options, whereas now it's become the main option. Okay,
Yeah.
because again, with the pandemic, it's really pushed people out socially and put everyone into computers, right? Like we're
Hmm.
spending all our time on digital, Facebook, Google, um, YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're meeting face to face less frequently, but we're meeting a lot more on the internet. So when you have digital marketing platforms like yours, where you can reach um,
A lot more
nationwide,
people, yeah.
yeah, and
So
you're meeting them on their terms because this is what's become the norm.
yeah, yeah. So let's talk about because I get this question asked a lot of time, especially from people who haven't worked with us before. Like, what kind of I obviously this question depends on the skill set of the agent and how long they've been in the industry. For you, you've been in the game for quite a while, and that's why you're doing super well in non-program. But let's say for someone your level in this game, right? Like, let's talk about because you mentioned just before this interview, like the returns and the numbers a little bit. Like, what could an average agent? I mean, not an average. Like, what could someone like you expect in this program, and like from a number standpoint, whether we're talking about deal close, deal size, what are some deals that you're working with right now?
So from your program, I generated about 750,000 worth of annuity business. That amounted to 6 applications. There were really 8, but 6 of them ended up funding. So it was about $1 million in business, and then the 6 ended up funding. So it equated to about 750,000, and that was since That was in the first 2 months of lead generation.
Okay.
The retirement IULs were, there was 1725, about 45,000 in initial premium
Mm-hmm.
of IULs. So if you take just the gross numbers based on an average $2,000 a month, for the lead cost, we were getting about $10 to 1
Okay, so you're
return,
putting $1 in and you're getting
getting
$10.
10 back.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying this will apply for every agent, because to be
No.
honest, it doesn't. Right? Like sometimes you put $1, it could be 5, it could be 6, and experience.
Well, I'm being pretty. I mean, it actually probably. The thing about it is, your gross numbers aren't always going to be accurate. If you have chargebacks, if you have this and you have that, so actually that's going to be a net number. If I want gross number, if I'd be closer to $15, $18 per dollar. But I'd say the net number was probably 10 to 1.
Yeah, that's good for, especially in this industry, like just because one client could write you like 20K of business just in the day. And that's, I think, that's typical in the insurance industry. But I would say probably if you're less experienced, you might not see that big of a return because you don't have the skills, you don't have the salesmanship, you don't have the skills, you don't have the financial background, right? So, take it with a grain of salt. But I guess for anyone who's watching, and for you as well, that before working with this agent guy, everyone will be, hey, who's this guy? I'm skeptical. Like, what would you say to those who's kind of like on the fence, who's thinking, hey, should I work with this guy? Should I not work with this guy? I mean, what would you say to yourself before joining this program? I would say.
Well, and that was a conversation. It always is when you're looking at putting in a sizable amount of money to start something that you've never done before. The answer to that is you look at your history, right? If I don't do this, I got to do this, right? And so the mailers and everything that's happened or that we used in the past, I feel if it's not obsolete, it's at least been diminished in value because of what we just talked about. The shift from, so if you told me a year ago, hey, I want you to have all your conversations not stop doing face to face and just do them over the internet and Zoom, people would laugh at you. You can't do that. Customers aren't going to allow for that. Our basis of our sale is face to face, right? Building rapport, body language, everything. Well, there again, the expectation, not the agent expectation, but the client expectation shifted. And so we have to meet that. And so again, your platform, a digital marketing platform, is going to fit better, in that situation. For you guys, yeah, I mean, it was just a matter of, I've dealt with very, very similar platforms before, and I knew what I didn't like.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you and I first started talking, I saw what I liked, and I didn't see the what made me leave the previous company. I didn't see that in you. Okay, so it was a positive message. Everything you've said has been accurate.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. Yeah, and thanks for giving your trust to us. I think like it really depends on whether you're open about this or whether you're not open about this, because someone might try the same similar programs in the past, they've been burned, and which is fine. I get a lot of these agents coming in as well, and as soon as they try our program, they're like, okay, it's a different story, right? So it's
well, it's like anything else. It's always a step of faith, and you give it 30 to 45, 60 days, 90 days, and that's going to tell you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Well, awesome, buddy. Well, thanks for hopping on this quick call with me. We'll get back to our conversation about the new program that we're going,
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
and then we'll go from there. All right, cool.